Hey dog sport handlers, welcome to the Canine Handler Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Liz Joyce, your go-to expert for all things dog sport fitness. Whether you're running agility, doing protection work, tackling search and rescue, handling a tough tugger, or just looking to build strength for a lifetime of adventures with your dog, remember, you are half the team, and I'm here to help you stay strong, mobile, and injury-free. Join me as I break down the unique demands of handler fitness, speed, strength, endurance, and everything you need to perform at your best, both in and out of the ring. Let's stay strong, stay in the game, and keep doing what we love. Let's dive in. Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about something that challenges even the most experienced agility handlers. Running on soft or variable surfaces like dirt, gravel, grass, or uneven grass. If you're used to pavement or doing your sprint training on a treadmill, these surfaces can feel way harder, slower, and a lot more taxing. But do not worry. By the end of this episode, you'll know why it's harder, how to prepare, and exactly what to do to make your body strong, fast, and responsive wherever you are. This is why variable surfaces are harder. Running on soft dirt or gravel is not just a mental challenge. It's a full body workout for your arms, core, and stabilizer muscles that are not used to it. They do not work in the same way on pavement. Your ankles and hips have to adjust constantly. Your core has to stabilize your pelvis, and your feet are getting sensory input they've probably forgotten existed unless it's something that you work on frequently. And if it isn't, on my website in the upper right-hand corner under resources, there's training videos. There are 4 steps for foot-specific training, awakening, mobility stuff. They're fab. Go check them out. But here's the kicker. Soft surfaces demand more energy per step, and even a short sprint will feel heavier and your cardio capacity will drop faster. Things like overstriding, stiffening your knees, or looking down too much can make it even worse. Here's your actionable tip. If you don't have dirt trails nearby, I want you to try walking or jogging barefoot on grass at home for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and it will help waken your stabilizer muscles and help your brain read the terrain better. Remember, we want to awaken your feet so your brain remembers how to get sensory input from the lower part of your body. Another thing I love to do with my clients is have them do their weight training in either a natural footwear, zero drop, wide toe box, flexible soled shoe, or barefoot. This also helps the brain become more accustomed to what the feet are doing and help the feet develop strength and mobility in ways that just is not possible in modern stiff footwear. Just is not possible. On that note, let's talk about feet and sensory feedback. Our feet are incredible sensory tool. Evolutionarily, they developed to detect subtle changes in terrain. So every bump, tilt, and slope gives your brain information to react quickly. But modern cushioned shoes, while they're comfortable in the interim, dull that feedback significantly. And when your brain can't, quote, read the ground, your balance and your agility are going to suffer. Here are some practical exercises that you can do to restore your foot awareness. Number 1, just like before, I want you to walk in socks or barefoot for 5 to 10 minutes a day, indoors or outdoors, depending on your weather. The second thing, I want you to work on single leg balance, ideally with your eyes closed as you get better, to challenge your sensory input. The third thing are toe grabs. I love to do this with squishy toys, but you might need to start with something like a towel where you can really just put your toes around it. The idea is that you'd have the object in front of you, you would balance, pick it up with your toes, and move that object around and really get some good grip. Your feet are the interface between the ground and your brain, and the more feedback they provide, the quicker your body is going to be able to adapt. This will directly limit how many energy leaks you have on the course because your body isn't going to end up in as many situations where it's taking a step or the ground is looser than it expected. And then all of a sudden your body's like, I don't really know how to deal with this. So I'm leaning too much. And now you have to lean back a lot more, or your leg is pushing where maybe it needed to pull that stride a little bit sooner because the ground is softer. All these different things are energy leaks for you that are going to slow you down and make that surface so much harder to perform your best in. Let's also talk about your core, your pelvis, and your balance. Your core is the control center for your balance. I want you to think about your pelvis, like your hip bones, as a bowl, and your core muscles as the top that keeps it steady. And if your core is weak, your legs can't respond effectively, and running on unstable terrain becomes even harder. Having strong core muscles to stabilize your pelvis across all planes of motion, which is fitness lingo for make sure that you're training forward and back, side to side, and rotationally. You want to be moving in different ways when you're strength training your core. You don't move in only one direction in real life or in handling. You need to make sure that you're doing it in different ways when you're also training. There are a number of ways to strengthen your core. I would really recommend getting a band or a cable system and practicing your rotational twists. So twisting away from the cable system and controlling yourself on the way back. Doing that with your feet not side by side, but split is also a really great way to challenge your balance and also make sure that your core is stabilizing your pelvis. We want to be thinking side planks. They're incredibly important in control side to side. If you take a step and the ground is softer than you think and it results in more of a lean, you've got more control in your torso to keep you upright and again, limit your energy leaks. Front planks are also incredibly important. And the thing I want you to remember here is that your core is going to be the first line of attack for building better balance, and your legs are going to follow. When the bowl is steady, the body is ready. And this is the foundation that makes every step on uneven terrain more controlled and confident. The last thing that we're going to talk about are everyday balance drills. And you don't need a gym to practice balance and core stability. What I love for people to do is use everyday movements as training opportunities. For example, and these are 4 examples, I want you to think about standing on one leg when you're brushing your teeth or perhaps getting dressed. When you're picking a training bag up off the floor, think about using a slight twist in your torso. So when you're first doing this, you want the object immediately in front of you, right between your feet, so you can drop down, pick it up, and have that weight come directly up the center of your body. As you get more advanced, though, if that bag were in front of your left foot or your right foot or beside your left foot or your right foot, it's going to require more twisting and rotation in your torso. You can also work on stepping side to side or front to back and balancing on just one leg while you keep your core engaged. The other thing that's incredibly valuable and also a bit of a shoo-in for those of us with dogs is walking on slightly uneven surfaces like gravel or grass whenever it's possible and vary those surfaces as often as possible. I have a challenge for you. I want you to pick one of those daily movements and do it on one leg for 5 to 10. And these small, consistent practices will build proprioception and stability, which is essential for agility handlers. Everyday movement is everyday training. The last thing we're going to talk about is hydration and recovery, because running on soft surfaces burns way more energy and also uses more fluid. And I actually know about this firsthand, how impactful being dehydrated is. I have Crohn's and I lost my large intestine to this disease in 2023. Why that's important to this conversation is that 20 to 30% of our water and our sodium absorption happen in the large intestine. So losing it showed me how drastically dehydration will affect performance, like energy crashes, brain fog, headaches. Your cardio capacity will literally fall off a cliff. And I notice it on a much more exaggerated scale. And also you are going to notice it in a sneaky, sneaky way, but it comes in hot. This dehydration situation is a real bitch. Even mild dehydration will impact your coordination, strength, and focus. So I want you to be thinking when you're at trials of variable surfaces to always be sipping water proactively throughout the day. You could try pairing it with meals and snacks to track your intake, and also making it kind of fun, like choosing a bottle that you love, a size that fits in your bag, in your vehicle, and a top that works for you. So my favorite go-to is a 750 ml, 24-ounce double-walled stainless steel bottle with a screw top. I don't like big drinking holes because they let in too much air, which will cause bloat. Let's recap this. Running on soft, uneven surfaces is harder because your stabilizers have to work harder, your core and pelvis control every step, and your feet provide critical sensory feedback. Things you can do are mini balance drills, a lot of core strengthening, as well as spending more time barefoot so your body has a better idea about that sensory feedback that's coming from your feet. Lastly, of course, if you can at all, when you're in an area that has uneven surfaces, try your best to jog and or sprint there so you can get familiar with how your sprinting stride absolutely must change when you're on a more variable surface. And always know that you will get out what you put in. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope this was really helpful. If you found it helpful, make sure that you share it with a friend that is having a tough time running on those soft dirt surfaces, and I will see you around next time. Thanks so much for being here with me today and choosing to spend this time investing in yourself. I hope you feel encouraged to take action. Even the smallest steps forward will add up in ways you cannot even imagine yet. If this episode gave you something to think about or lifted you up, please share it with a friend. You never know who might need these tools and reminders today. And remember, you're never alone in this. For more information, practical tools, workouts, and resources to help you get stronger and more confident both in and out of the ring, head on over to caninehandlerfitness.com. You can also find me on all the socials under the same name, so come on over and say hi. I'm here to help you build the skills, knowledge, and belief you need to reach your goals. Keep going, keep learning, and most of all, keep showing up for yourself. You've got this, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way.